Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome to the show. Tonight we have a good one here. It kicks off the fall season of the American Sim Racing Club Street Stock Series here tonight at the Paperclip. It is Martinsville Speedway for race number 1. We will crown a first-time winner here this season here tonight. Race number 1 underway with qualifying. At the moment, quite a few cars have already taken a lap. I believe one car yet to take a lap here. We're looking at him. It's the 86 of Stephen Hoffman. Hoffman, lap number 1, only good enough for a 22.10. That put Hoffman 25th at the moment. We currently have, I believe, 29 cars here to make up the server here tonight. So almost a packed house, and it's going to be action-packed racing. Stephen Hoffman does find some speed and good enough to get himself inside the invert. At the moment, Hoffman will be leading the field to the green flag with that lap. So it looks like 40 seconds to go, but the man of the hour picking up yet another quick time award. That goes to the 44. He makes his return to the street stocks. I believe it's going to run the full season. It is the 44 of Zach Nichols, picking up right where he left off. He was 2 seasons ago the champion in the street stocks, and he looks to come back with vengeance and reclaim the crown, starting tonight with the right foot with the quick time. So yeah, 29 cars on the premise ready to do battle. Let's take a look here at some race information here for the half mile. We can see pretty hot racetrack out here tonight, 106 degrees. We are racing right around the noontime, so this is probably the hottest the track would be on the sim, and these drivers gonna have to keep those race cars underneath them, keep those tires underneath them for 100 laps. It's gonna be a long one here tonight, and I tell you what, it's gonna be great to watch, because with that 100 laps, no sets of tires over the wall. The tires that these drivers start on, they will have to finish the race on that same set of tires. So it's going to be wild to watch. Of course, we got to thank LaPlante Racing Products, Boardwalk Subs, as well as Postma Flooring, some of the sponsors and partners here at the American Sim Racing Club. Of course, we got to thank all the drivers coming out here tonight. Awesome to see this. I can't wait to go through tonight's starting lineup, because it is a packed house here. A lot of returning familiar faces, a lot of new faces here tonight. So it is going to be a good one to watch, as the fall season is just upon us here. So yeah, I think the big story we got to watch here coming into this season, Zach Nichols, can he defend? Can Andrew Payne put together a season? He came oh so close last season. It fell apart in the second half, led the points up to the halfway point. Can a 93 car charge? And then one car that was very hot missed some races. I think he's going to go for the championship here this season. The 9 car of Anthony Danta. And then, of course, we can't forget that driver of the championship last season, the 66 car of Stephen Rochford. Rochford, I believe, going to start here, I think, a little bit deep in the field, so that's something we're going to have to watch out. Actually, no, he will start 6th, so just inside the invert, and split it halfway as we get ready to head down trackside to go through tonight's starting lineup. So here we go. The starting lineup will look like the following. The 86 car of Stephen Hoffman will lead the field to the green flag. Tis outside the 7 car. That is Pete Dillon rolling off on the outside of the front row. Then we head to P number 3, that 35 purple people eater machine. That is being piloted by Hayden Swank. Tis outside the 52. Jeff Dillon makes another season return. The 52 car looking pretty sporty here tonight. He will roll off 4th. Then starting in 5th, one of the newcomers here tonight, it is the 051. That is Thomas Frisch, starting 5th. Then we head to 6th in the 66 car, last season's champion. It is Stephen Rochfort rolling off 6th. Then in P number 7, that will be the 38 car, last time and defending Martinsville winner. It is Dave Payton rolling off 7th. Starting in 8th is the 88 car of Chuck Darling. 9th is Jacob Silverstone in the 73 car. Then in 10th is Andrew Payne in the 93. Anthony Danta in the 9 car will roll off 11th. And then 12th is our quick time qualifier, Zach Nichols in the 44, rolling off 12th. 13th will go to DJ Oxford in the 22. 14th is the 51 of Ron Hart. 15th is Ty Delphia in the 013. 16th, Zach Coyer in the 13 car. 17th going to the 48 of Tim Rogers. 18th, the 098 of Ian Martin. Caleb Ramsey in the 41 will start 19th. 20th going to Chase Swank in the 40 machine. Jeremy Rigney in the 088 will start 21st. 22nd is Dylan Holcomb. 23rd is John DeMeester. He makes his return back. And same with this guy here in the 711. It is Eric Hahn. Then we head towards the back of the field here. Starting in 25th is Dustin Heights in the 98. Devin McDonald in the 18 will start 26th. 27th going to Jeremy Watkins in the 55. Josh Cole in the 29 will start 20th. And then starting shotgun on the field will be the 14 car of TJ Hansen. So that would do it for the starting lineup here tonight as we get ready to turn them loose for 100 laps here at Martinsville. Also, with the new UI update, apparently the chat box is in the middle of the screen and shows up on the replay. So I will try and get that moved off the screen here once we get a caution. But here we go. The fall season is underway and we go green flag racing here at Martinsville. The field will dive down into turn number 1 side by side for the race lead. Stephen Hoffman, 3/4 of a car length advantage. Stephen Hoffman cleared down the backstretch. He will clear Pete Dillon now. Hayden Swank will try and fill in the shoes at the 86 left there, down on the bottom slide. Hayden Swank up into P number 2. Throughout the rest of the field here, some guys trying to find an opening lane, try and find where they want to be, and so far everyone making it through lap number 1 clean and green here in ASRC. The 051 car here, man on a mission. That is Thomas Frisch here in the 051. He's trying to take away Hayden Swank's spot in P number 2. He gets to the inside of Swank, so Frisch on a mission here tonight to kick off the race. We got to wonder, how can he keep those tires underneath that race car? Further on back here, one driver on the mission as well. That is the 98 car of Ian Martin. Martin, I believe, started 18th here, already up to 14th here, trying to battle Ron Hart on the outside. So this is a battle all the way back, I believe, for 13th here, as Martin trying to get the advantage on the 51. Looks like we'll be able to clear him heading into turn number 3. We'll slot in behind quick time qualifier Zach Nichols. So far, not too much has changed through the field here. Everyone about where they started, except for that 98 car. He's definitely the biggest mover. Another driver on a mission here tonight is Josh Cole. Jumped in here late during practice. I don't believe had a chance to set a lap, but the 09 car or the 29 in the time and scoring, he is up 5 position as well. He is up to 23rd here at the moment. Further towards the front here, we saw Anthony Danta up a position here. So Danta up into 7th. He's pretty much the biggest mover inside the invert here so far tonight, besides our new race leader, Thomas Frisch, out there with the race lead, the 051 machine out in front. What we got to see at some point this season is the 51 and the 051 duking it on out. Right now, a lot of track between those two cars, as Frisch, man, extending that race lead about a second advantage now over Stephen Hoffman. Yeah, I wonder, is it the newness, not realizing the amount of distance we got to travel, the amount of racing still to be had is, I think, a little bit of an issue for Chuck Darling. He got shuffled up into lane number 2 and will probably lose quite a few positions, probably all the way back to his teammate in the 51 of Ron Hart. That black and orange 51 car will probably be the first opening the 88 can get back to the bottom side. As we get a caution flag on the speedway. Not sure. Oh, you hate to see it. John DeMeester involved. Same with the 14 of TJ Hansen. And that will bring out our first Boardwalk's caution flag of the night. As let's take a look here, see what happened to bring out this first caution. So we take a look here, maybe a little bit too far back. We'll try and get a little bit further here. But looking at John DeMeester currently running about the 20th position. Oh, man, that is a big time hit. TJ Hansen having nowhere to go. But wow, John DeMeester had a big time impact to that inside wall. Let's take a look at it one more time here. But yeah, DeMeester just taking it easy and Cole maybe having a head of steam, taking a look to the inside, and that sends a 2-car hard into that inside wall. And man, a big impact. I think DeMeester might be out for the race. TJ Hansen in the 14, that gray 14 car, should be able to continue. It looks like he will. Has quite a bit of damage there on the nose, but we'll have to see how that works on out. As we'll go to a quick commercial break so I can adjust the black box there and then get back to the caution flag here. First caution of the night out underway here on lap 10. Alrighty, folks, we come back live here, and the field is re-racked, restacked, and we get ready to go back to green flag racing here. Thomas Frisch in control will elect the inside lane here on the start. So the 51 gonna arc out the field a little bit. Not sure how I feel about that one, but he gets on the loud pedal, and we go back to green flag racing as he gets a great jump with that arc out on the restart there. Hayden Swank able to get up into second here. Dave Payton, the defending Martinsville winner here in the street stocks, trying to take over P number 3. Stephen Hoffman gonna have an opening, gonna be able to slot in perfectly there. Oh man, Pete Dillon, big time sideways there off of turn number 4. Somehow Dillon hangs onto that race car. But that could have been trouble there, as we do get trouble on the racetrack further on back. It looks like TJ Hassan, involved in this one as well. So we'll take a look here, see what happened to bring out the second caution of the night. So we take a look here at the 7-11 of Aircon, and then the 29 of Josh Cole. The 7-11 way up the racetrack, definitely in the marbles there, off of the concrete. And that car just gets behind him, not quite able to hang on to it. And then, man, once again, TJ Hassan, just an innocent bystander. Man, Jeremy Watkins in that red, white, and blue car doing an awesome job at avoiding that incident there. Man, TJ Hassan, he must have some bad luck on his shoulders, because he has been involved in both of the first 2 cautions and neither of his own doing. So at the moment, as we currently run, I believe the biggest mover at the moment here is going to be the 9 car of Anthony Danta. He is up 6 spots. He finds himself inside the top 5 in P number 5. Then the other biggest mover, Ian Martin, he is trying to get up into the top 10. He currently sits in the 12th position, as it looks like John DeMeester in the 2 car will get the lucky dog, so he'll try and get back on the lead lap. Rest of the field here, lights go on out, so we'll re-rack them, restack them, and get ready to go back to green flag racing here once again at the Martinsville Speedway. So far we're kind of averaging out a caution every 10 laps or so. We'll see if that trend continues or if we get a long green flag run. But man, there's just one way I got to show just the amount of race cars out here tonight. I mean, an incredible field of cars. It is awesome to see, but here we go. Thomas Frisch on the loud pedal again. Another great start for the 51, and we go back to green flag racing. Hayden Swank trying to drive it in there deep, trying to keep P number 2 away from Dave Payton. Payton, though, gonna have the nose to the inside of the 35. They will drag race and dive it down into turn number 3. It's gonna be door number to door number off of turn number 4. As we get a caution here, it looks like everyone gets it rolling, but I believe the 22 of DJ Oxford a little bit slow here, so we're going to try and see what happened to the 22 car of Oxford. So here we go, Oxford going down the backstretch. In front of him, Caleb Ramsey. Behind him, Devin McDonald there in the 18 machine. And then just heading into turn number 3 there. McDonald just gives the 22 a shot in the left rear. That gets him on sideways. I think that's the 55 of Chase Swank involved. A little bit of nose damage there, and looks like everyone else doing a great job at avoiding the incident, but I believe only the 22 in the 55 or the 40 machine of Chase Swank with some damage out here tonight. So as old Darrell Waltrip once said, cautions breed cautions, and that is the case here at Martinsville. Once we got that first one, we have had a flurry of cautions here after that restart, so hopefully everyone gonna calm it on down, back it on down, try and get some green flag laps in, because as you guys can tell, caution laps do count in this series, so every lap that is completed under the caution flag is one less green flag lap that these drivers could be used racing, passing, trying to strategize, and instead they sit under pace speed behind the pace car, clicking off laps. So here we go, restart number 3 just about underway. Once again, the 051 going to be in control of the restart here tonight. The iRacing pace truck heads down to pit road, and here we go once again. The 51 car in control of Rich. What kind of restart can Hayden Swank get? Looks like a better one, but Dave Payton might be able to get a nose. No, Hayden Swank will be able to clear going into turn number 1, and that's what he'll do. He'll slam the door shut on the 38 of Payton. Now right behind them, what kind of run can Danta get? It looks like he will be able to clear Pete Dillon there in the 7 car. Dillon almost into the back bumper of the 9, and those guys got to be careful because here comes Zach Nichols. Nichols just outside of the top 5 here. And then defending season champion Stephen Rochford, he sits right there in 7th as well, so it's about to be good. I believe Stephen Hoffman, after losing the lead, just had to restart every single time on the outside, and that has caused him quite a few positions. Hoffman now currently running in the 8th position, right behind them, 2 by 2, about 3 rows deep, as Jeff Dillon tries to complete the pass on Jacob Stuyvesant. Stuyvesant there in the outside in the 73 machine. Jeff Dillon down low in the 52. Dillon almost clear, but not quite able to do it. And Stuyvesant might be in trouble because he's got a lot of cars to that inside lane. Now Andrew Payne to the inside. Ron Hart right there. Tim Rogers, Zach Coyer. A lot of good drivers in this mix, as this is the best battle on the speedway currently. Oh man, right in front of them, Stephen Hoffman gets a little bit loose. Stuyvesant tries to slam the door shut, gets into the back of Payne. Ron Hart will give him a shot for that, saying, hey man, I had a nose down there. I'll let you get away with it this time, but not too many times here in the future. As Hart had to go a little bit defensive down the backstretch, take that line away from the 98 car that sits right behind them. Then further on back here, Chuck Darling still trying to hang it out in lane number 2. Tim Rogers currently trying to get around the 88 machine. As we get another caution on the speedway, not sure where it is at. I believe maybe, yeah, oh man, a tough night for the 2 car of John DeMeester, as he is once again involved in another caution here tonight. Let's take a look, see what happened to the 2 machine here coming off of turn number 2. So John DeMeester there running the normal line there. Will wash up just a little bit and just loses the back end of that race car. That'll spin that car down to that inside wall and make pretty good contact with it. We'll knock off the nose cone, but our first just single car incident of the night coming out with caution number 4 here. As it looks like the 68 car of Dylan Holcomb will be the lucky dog here tonight for at least this 4th caution of the evening. So we've been kind of looking up towards the front, but let's run through kind of the standing order with some cars further on back. So currently last car on the lead lap, the 22 machine of DJ Oxford here running in 26th. 25th going to the 55 machine of Jeremy Watkins. Dan McDonald in the 18 currently running 24th. Dustin Heights in the 98 machine running 23rd. 22nd going to the 14 car of TJ Hassan. 21st is the 088, and a nice looking car that is. That is Jeremy Rigney. Chase Swank here currently in the 20th position. 19th is Ty Delphia. 18th Josh Cole. Caleb Ramsey 17th. Zach Coyer 16th. Chuck Darling in P number 15. Like I said, I believe Dylan Holcomb and Eric Hahn both multiple laps down here at the moment. And once again, lights go out on the iRacing pace truck as well as around Martinsville Speedway. So we will try and go back to green flag racing next time by. A lot of familiar names up towards the front of the field, but a newcomer still out in the lead. Thomas Frisch here in control once again, has had some killer restarts. Can he get another one here? As the 51 car launches nicely and he gets another good start. So we go back to green flag racing here at Martinsville. Frisch will lead the way. Hayden Swank able to slot into second. Now Dave Payton, Anthony Danta drag race down the backstretch here. Right behind them, Zach Nichols, Pete Dillon side by side. As we see Payton here gets a little bit loose, then a lot of bit loose. He will lose a little bit drive, but not going to lose any position. Going to be in the right spot to get loose, that being on that inside lane. I tell you what, Dave Payton, he's been sneakily good. As long as he can make it past lap 1, have the old lady luck on his side a little bit. He has had some sim upgrades, you know, some equipment upgrades, and on some pretty nice stuff these days. And I think that's making him a better and better driver as he gets more comfortable with that setup. I believe just switched to it about a month ago. He switched on over to the Moza ecosystem, and so far really enjoying that as we see a great race between him and Danta for that P3 spot. Let's ride on board with Danta here, looking back at the rest of the field side by side behind him. As we ride on board with the 9 car, we'll see how difficult it is to hang in lane number 2. As Dave Payton's still down on that inside lane, you can see these guys inches apart from each other. And man, some great racing here. Zach Nichols just waiting for either lane to open on up, but here so far not the case here as both lanes clogged on up in front of the 44. Nichols gonna think about making a 3 wide, gonna back on out of it, but that forces Dave Payton into a mistake. He will drive it in there deep, get a little bit loose, but able to hang on to that race car, but that shoots Danta up the track just a little bit. Now opens up the door for Zach Nichols. "40 laps have started here tonight of the 100. Man, Danta wanting to get down to that bottom side very aggressively right across the nose of the 66, but that move will work as a 9 car able to hang on to P5. Right in front of them, Dave Payton up into lane number 2. This could be bad news for the 38 as he has a lot of fast cars to that inside lane. Though Payton able to slam the door shut on the 9 car. Contact between them. Man, oh man, some big time bumper tag for P4. Danta will once again look to the inside of the 38. This time no contact there, but Dave Payton, that right rear has to be hot on that 38 machine. Right behind them, I saw this guy creeping into the picture, making this outside lane work. It is the 98 car of Ian Martin. Martin up into P7. He has made up 11 spots here tonight, and by far the biggest mover, and looking for some more. He's trying to get clear of Pete Dillon. Martin not quite able to do it that time down the front stretch. We'll try down the back stretch here. As this is the best battle on the speedway here currently between 2 drivers. Another driver in a battle here, Zach Hoare, Stephen Hoffman. Those guys side by side further on back. It looks like Martin should be able to clear Dillon here down the backstretch. And it looks like, yes, he does. So Martin will take over P7. And he is a man on a mission as, oh, Ron Hart sideways there. We'll get a caution flag. I think it was for just the sideways 51 of Ron Hart. So we'll take a look here, see what happened to cause the 51 to get sideways like that. Looks like the 51 and the 73 make contact there. 73 just jacking up the back bumper of the 51 going into turn number 3. Ron Hart does an incredible job at saving that race car. And then, yeah, does a great job saving that race car, keeping that car off the wall, as well as the rest of the field heads up driving by them. As man, oh man, 5th caution of the night just before the halfway mark. And I tell you what, if there's one guy that doesn't maybe want to see all these cautions, I mean, it'll probably help his tire situation out, but he'd probably love to just try and check out from the field our leader, Thomas Frisch, by far at the moment, the most laps led here tonight. And I tell you what, coming in here tonight, leading some laps, that's always a great start to your ASRC debut. Looks like Dylan Holcomb once again gonna get the wave around here in the 68 car. So I believe that'll put Holcomb, I want to say, 1 lap down now. So he is almost back on the lead lap here. As yeah, a lot going into tonight, folks. You know, with the street stocks, it's one of the more challenging series here on iRacing because there is no drop week. So what that means is we take every single result you have. So you can't really afford to have a really bad night, especially opening night where there's a lot of cars in here. You do not want to start on the back foot of the championship, especially with the amount of talent here in this series. So it's going to be really interesting to see how things shake out this last 50 laps, the second half of this race. But here we go. Once again, lights are extinguished, and we'll go back to racing here on lap 49 just before the cross flags here. Once again, going to be the same front row. Frisch and Swank, the 51 car on the loud pedal early again, and we go back to green flag racing. Zach Nichols now trying to get into P number 2, trying to work over the 35 machine of Hayden Swank. Those two will drag race here down the backstretch and dive it into turn number 3. Nichols with the advantage. Nichols a little bit loose, able to keep that race car under him, keep it out of the door of the 35 machine. And Zach Nichols, man, if he gets some clean racetrack, he's going to be very tough to beat here tonight. Though he does have some fast race cars around him. Hayden Swank, Anthony Danta, Dave Payton, Ian Martin, all in the mix as well. Same with our race leader, Thomas Frisch. As that time by, folks, we see the cross flags here tonight for race number 1. Halfway down, halfway home here at Martinsville. Zach Nichols able to get clear. Now the 9 and the 35 will go side by side. Further on back here, Andrew Payne trying to work over Chuck Darling. That is a battle for the 11th position out here on the racetrack as we get a caution flag here on the speedway. And not sure where it was. Might have been the 2 car once again. So we'll see what happened here, as I believe we'll take a look, see what happened to bring out this 6th yellow here tonight. As, oh man, just contact between John DeMeester and Eric Hahn there. And that just sends the 2 machine right around here on the speedway. And then he will try and get that car, I believe, rolling. I think by the time he gets it rocking and rolling, the field just about to close up on the 2 car. Yeah, a little heads up moment by the field there, but yeah, tough break for John DeMeester here in race number 1. Once again involved in another caution flag here. So with this caution here after the halfway point, we'll take a quick commercial break. It'll allow me to get a sip of water, and then back on the other side, we'll do a little turn 3, turn it up here on the restart. Alrighty, folks, we come back here at Martinsville, getting ready for our 6th restart of the night. And with that, like I said, folks, we'll do a little static cam, and we'll let the cars do the talking. We'll turn 3, turn it up here on the restart. Alrighty, so that will end the turn 3, turn it up with our 7th caution of the night. So I believe that involved the 73 car. So let's take a look here, see what happened to the 73 car. That is Jacob Silverstone. We'll take a look here, see what happened to the 73 car here going into turn number 1. Oh, just gets into the back of Chase Swank, and then TJ Hansen having to make evasive maneuvers. Same with the 55. Oh man, the 7-Eleven of Eric Hahn involved in that as well. But man, Jeremy Watkins was doing so good tonight, avoiding all those incidents, and then that one was the one to bite him, as we see the 55 machine having no nose there on that car. So we are under our 7th caution here in 60 laps. So quite a few cautions, but that is kind of to be expected. You know, new season, all sorts of jitters, some drivers trying to get acclimated to each other, all that good stuff. But another new thing for this season, this leader, man, I believe gonna have the most laps led here tonight, will walk away with, I believe, 3 bonus points. That will be the 051 of Thomas Frisch. So he is putting on a great show out in front, but gonna have 2 fierce competitors right behind him, that being Zach Nichols, Anthony Danta. Hayden Swank has fallen back to 4th. Ian Martin has made it up into the top 5 of 13 positions, and he sits currently in P number 5 here. Once again, Thomas will have the choose here on the restart. They have that option every single restart, and once again, we seen him pick it every single time. Once again, we'll choose the inside lane here for the 7th restart of the night. Another big mover slowly making his way through the field, Josh Cole here. He is up about 12 spots as well, so another good mover as Cole started way in the back, currently trying to knock his way into the top 15, but here we go once again. It's going to be Frisch Nichols on the front row, and Frisch on the loud pedal gets away with another great start as we go back to green flag racing here at Martinsville. The accordion starts on the inside lane as Zach Nichols is able to get down to the bottom in front of Anthony Danta. Then it is Martin Swank side by side. Stephen Rochford right there as well. Same with now Ron Hart. Hart has slowly been making his way through the field outside of the invert. Now currently inside the top 10 here for the other 51 car, trying to make his way to the front. Oh, one car hard in the wall there. I think that was the 52 of Jeff Dillon, smacking the wall there off of turn number 2. Looks like not too much damage to the right side of that 52 car, so that thing should drive all right from here on out, but can't afford too many big hits like that to the outside wall here at Martinsville. Further on back, I believe some drivers that have some history between them. Ty Delphia, Tim Rogers, side by side for a moment, but Ty able to get that position. Ty now using the bumper to the rear bumper of Stephen Hoffman right in front of him as well. So a big time accordion on that inside lane, right where these cars are 2x2. Dave Payton able to get down to the bottom side behind Ron Hart. Same with the 7 of Pete Dillon. Now Andrew Payne trying to get around the 52 of Jeff Dillon. Once again, Dillon hard in the outside wall on corner exit. Oh, one car big time sideways on entry. That is Chuck Darling. Darling somehow able to hang on to that race car, but calamity behind him. Wow, how did Chuck Darling hang on to that? He was four-wheel drifting that entire corner, came down the track, and some good heads-up driving by the 41 car of Caleb Ramsey to kind of check on up, not get into the rear bumper of the 88 too hard. And now Caleb Ramsey up into P number 13. Out in front though, side-by-side battle for the race lead. Zach Nichols trying to do things the hard way. He's trying to go around the top for the race lead. Zach Nichols with the nose advantage going into turn number 1. Can Nichols do it? We saw Ian Martin doing it all night long, making those passes the tough way around. Contact for the race lead as Zach Nichols able to power down and able to drive away. New race leader Zach Nichols takes over the point with about 30 laps to go. Ian Martin has driven up to P number 3, so that 98 car not quite done yet here tonight as he tries to set up Thomas Frisch for that second position. Everyone else mostly single filed on out. The only real battle at the moment is this battle here between Chase Swank and Tim Rogers. This is a battle all the way back for the 20th position with, as you guys can see, a lot of beat up race cars back here towards the back. Oh, one car big time sideways. That's Jeremy Rigney. Rigney, I think, got some help there, but somehow able to hang on to that race car. As heads up lap traffic in front of our race leaders will get up and out of the way. And now a battle for second as Ian Martin to the inside of the 51 car for P number 2. Side by side here for the second position. Frisch has been dominant in this first half. From there, he has a long road ahead, especially now up in lane number 2. You guys can see the black speckles start to form in lane number 2. That is marbles out here at the Martinsville Raceway. So as rubber comes off these virtual race cars, they will deposit up there. It will continue to make that second lane harder and harder to be able to defend from, because there just won't be as much grip as you pick up that. That will give you less traction through the corner on exit as well. I tell you what, Frisch is doing an awesome job hanging out in lane number 2. Pretty much the only car at the moment up there. Oh, as that time Frisch gets, I believe, way loose. Has to chase that race car up the track and will lose about 3 positions in total, as now Steven Rochford tries to get around the 51, will be able to do so off of turn number 2. And folks, we have entered into the countdown clock here tonight. This time by at the stripe, it is now 24 laps to go, as I believe a bumper cover there on the inside of the track out of the racing groove. So with the amount of cautions, the officials say leave it green, boys. As I believe John DeMeester heads down pit road, will retire that race car here tonight. As now Hayden Swank, Ron Hart goes side by side. This is a battle for the 6th position, just outside of the top 5 here. Further on back, Dev McDonald trying to make his way back up through the field. McDonald trying to get around Chuck Darling for the 16th position. As with 22 laps to go, we get a caution flag out on the speedway, and I believe maybe the 55 car might be involved, as he is already on pit road. So we'll take a look here, see what happened to Jeremy Watkins. maybe going into turn number 1. But you can see Watkins with that nose damage being involved in an earlier incident. And yeah, just gets that right rear on the asphalt versus the concrete up in those marbles. And that will just send that car right around. I mean, it is tough to get traction up there. And once you're up that high, especially here at Martinsville, no extra banking to help out that race car. And that race car is going to go right around just as we saw there. So with this 8th caution, when it times on out, we'll have green flag racing inside of 20 laps to go. So it's pretty much going to be a sprint to the finish. Whatever these drivers have left in the tank, whatever they have left tire-wise, they're going to be using it up from here on out. It is officially go time here in race number 1. Looks like Lucky Dog coming on around here. I believe the 7-Eleven going to get some of those laps back here tonight. Alrighty, folks, so here we go. It's going to be a 18-lap shootout. When we go back green, Zach Nichols has the choice of the inside or the outside. Going to choose the inside lane. Definitely an interesting move, especially how well we have seen that 98 car work that second lane here. So it is going to be a dogfight from here on out. Some of the championship favorites coming into the season towards the front of the field here in race number 1. We have Nichols, Martin, Danta, Rochford, Frisch, Hart, Swank, Payton, Dillon, Payne, all in the top 10. As here we go, we head back to green flag racing. Zach Nichols on the loud pedal, able to get clear. Ian Martin able to slot into second down the inside lane. Whoa, Danta big time sideways into turn number 1. Somehow able to hang on to that race car as the front 2 by themselves. No cars around him. Everyone else in some gridlock here as all cars out of sorts. Will we get a caution? No, maybe yes. As, oh, that is a big one out here tonight. Stephen Hoffman getting the big piece of it there late. Josh Cole involved as well. I believe the 41 machine of Caleb Ramsey involved. So we'll take a look here, see what started it. But it seemed like a lot of bumper tag here. As, yeah, Pete Dillon got loose. Caleb Ramsey trying to, Zach Coyer trying to hang on to that race car. Then further on back, that's where Josh Cole gets turned around. And then it is craziness from there on out. I say let's ride on board with Jeremy Ridgely and try and see what he saw there, as he probably saw a lot of calamity out in front of him here on caution number 9. As we see a lot of cars going all over, you see some smoke, and then all of a sudden, heads up, cars facing the wrong way all over the track, and that's just how quickly things can unfold here at Martinsville. As back-to-back cautions here for 8, now up to 9. So the field slowing on up. And here we go once again. It's, like I said, the intensity is going to get turned on up. We already saw it there. And it's only going to continue to crank on up. As with this caution here, inside of 15 to go, we'll go to a quick commercial break. Not going to miss anything under caution. On the other side, we'll get the ending of race number 1 of the Street Stocks here at Martinsville. Alrighty, folks, we come back here. It's going to be a 12-lap shootout when we try and go back to green flag racing. The rest of the field re-racked, restacked, and we get ready to turn them loose here towards the end of this one. Last time we saw some chaos there with some 2x2 racing. Might see some more here, as it's going to be Nichols, Martin on the front row, Zach Nichols in the 44. Another good restart here. He will get clear as the rest of the field will dive it down into turn number 1. Anthony Danta able to get to the inside of the 98 car. Can he make it stick? Can he complete the pass here? Danta will drive it in there deep, try to keep the nose to the inside of the 98. It is a good battle for second here. Zach Nichols, that is probably what he wants to see in the rearview mirror. As further on back, Stephen Rochford trying to make the high side work. Dave Payton finally on the inside lane, trying to get back some of that track position he lost a little bit earlier in the night. And look at this, Andrew Payne, where has he come from? He's in the mix as well. And we'll look to the inside here of Rochford. That would be a battle for the 6th position there, as Dave Payton works his way back up into the top 5. And last time by, 2 open hands from the flagman. 10 to go, now make it single digit, 9 laps to go, as Zach Nichols continues to lead the way here at Martinsville. Still a side-by-side roadblock here for second, as Ron Hart putting the pressure on both of those guys, waiting for one lane to work on open, as we gotta slow down the field again as we get our 10th caution of the night. As it looks like a tough break here late in this one of Jeremy Rigney. Rigney without the front nose cone here, so let's take a look, see what happened to the 88, as already kind of out of sorts. Then the 14 nowhere to go, as I think everyone trying to get back sorted. But yeah, let's try and back this up a little bit more. Man, there's already contact going on between the 88 and the 41, so let's see if we can back it on up just a little bit more, as this will be a little bit too far back, but maybe can get more of the story here by the time they get off of turn number 2 here. So Rigney there in that yellow and blue 88, the 41 of Caleb Ramsey behind. Ramsey sees an open and sends it on in there late in the race. Those two get together big time. And then I think as Rigney tries to get it rolling, TJ Hansen stuck a nose to the outside. I think the 88 didn't realize he was there, and that was enough to bring out the caution and take off the nose of the 88. So with this caution, folks, we are gonna have a shootout to the end. It's gonna be under a 5-lap shootout here, as we are under our 10th caution of the night. And it will be a 4-lap shootout here, as with 5 to go, we are choosing lanes. Zach Nichols, a little bit of a fake out to the line, but Nichols will once again choose the inside lane. The rest of the field will re-rack and restack for maybe the final restart of the night. It is going to be now Nichols, Danta on the front row here. 2 championship favorites in row number 1, 2 championship favorites in row number 2. And that could go back for many, many rows, as here we go. Zach Nichols on the gas here, gets away with a good start, as Danta not going to be able to close the door on Ian Martin going into turn number 1. Ron Hart will give Danta a shot in the shorts there right at the apex, but it's going to be a drag race here down the backstretch. side by side first, second position here as we'll try and get things on sorted on out. Ian Martin able to get clear. Martin back up to P number 2. Now Ron Hart will try and rock and roll the high side, the tough side here at Martinsville. Dave Payne right there as well, trying to see anything else going on. I believe DJ Oxford with some damage. He'll bring that car track side, but that time by for Zach Nichols. Popsicle sticks up in the air. It is 2 laps to go here at the Paperclip. Everyone else, oh man, one car hard in the wall there. That's a 52 of Jeff Dillon. He might have got some help. That front end broke on that race car, but we will in fact see the white flag. These guys will be racing back to the stripe. Out in front though, no challenge for the 44 as Zach Nichols down the backstretch for the final time here at Martinsville. He'll make his way through 3 and 4 here and off of turn number 4, picking up where he left off. Zach Nichols will win race number 1. Ian Martin will finish second. Anthony Danta will finish in the top 3. Dave Payne in 4th. Ron Hart rounding out the top 5. As here we go, we'll head to the front stretch here and see what kind of celebration the 44 machine of Zach Nichols has here tonight at Martinsville. Looks like we'll park it here on the front stretch, so folks, don't go anywhere, because right after a quick commercial break, we'll get these drivers all set up and we'll be chatting with our top 3 finishers and getting their views on the race they just had here. So don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back after a quick break.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Alrighty, folks, we come back here to Martinsville Raceway, and first driver we'll be talking to is our 3rd place driver, that being the 9 car of Anthony Danta. Anthony, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yep, I got you.
Alrighty, my man. Well, race number 1 in the books. Overall, man, how are we feeling after a long 100 laps here at Martinsville?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. It's probably one of my worst tracks. For some reason, I'm not very good here. So to squeak out a 3rd, I probably feel like I was a 5th or 6th place car, but the cautions and some of the restarts helped me stay in the top 3 here.
Yeah, and it seemed like those restarts were really really important, especially lane wise. When you got stuck up on the high side, what was the game plan on the restarts?
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought. Definitely had to keep the guy on the inside, stay tight to him, so you kind of lend yourself to getting doored and pushed up a little bit, but um, not as bad as I thought. But obviously, the inside line here is the preferred groove. So, a couple times there, I was on the outside. I was able to stay up there long enough to just sneak back in behind the guy and not lose any position. So, I'm happy with how that played out, and yeah, it was a good race.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to kick off the season, week number one with a third place finish, that's got to feel pretty good. And I'm thinking probably gonna try and make all the shows this season and try and go for a championship.
Yeah, as long as I'm able to, Wednesdays work good for me. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to run all of them, and see where we wind up at the end. It's a long year, a lot of fast cars. So if we just keep showing up and staying clean and getting top fives and see where we're at towards the end of the year.
Yeah, that will definitely be the case. And yeah, like you said, a long season ahead of you. You know, you came in kind of mid season last season, ran select races. Each race you were in, you were pretty quick. So these guys are going to have a handful with you. What are your expectations season wise for you then?
Yeah, I think the same thing. Just be consistent, finish the races clean, try to be in the top 3 to 5, and that'll give you chances to win races, and try to capitalize on the tracks that I know that I run good at. Like I said, this one typically isn't one of my better tracks, so to get a third to me is a win here. And yeah, just keep it clean. If you finish all the races and stay towards the top part of the field, at the end of the year, you should have a shot at the points. But like I said, there's a lot of fast guys in here with a lot of talent, so it's not going to be an easy thing to do. But consistency is key, and that's what I plan to do. Just try to be consistent and finish all the races up front.
Yeah, yeah, like you said, Anthony, that's going to be the key is consistency, no drop week. So every race matters. And, looking at where you started, second quick qualifier, had to start towards the midfield, roll off 11th, able to pass 8 cars when it's all said and done. I mean, how was it getting through the field, like you said, with the talent in this group? And, every position really does matter.
Yeah, honestly, the opening start, I think I got 3 or 4 spots because everyone's kind of trying to take it easy and get in, and I capitalized on that. And then I had a restart early on where I think I picked up 2 more. So I was in fifth, I think, pretty early on, and then the restarts just kind of played part of it, right? I got up to third, had a restart, went back to fifth. So and I just so happened to be lucky that the sequence of yellows got me to the inside on the last restart there, and I was able to get up into second. And then obviously I ended up third, but I was in second there, and that really helped me to get the third place.
Yeah, and what, like you said before, man, a great night for week number one, able to walk away with P number three. So each season, I like to ask, see if drivers are changing setups, have anything new. So Anthony, and looking at your setup now, what do you got for wheel pedals? Get us a little bit of insight of what your sim setup's looking like.
Yeah, last year you asked me, and I literally had just upgraded, so I still have my Moza R9, and I got the newest set of pedals they sell. I don't know the correct term for them. I think they're CRP2s, I believe. I love them so far. Big step up from the Logitech G27 that I've been running for 10 years plus. So um, my next step here would be to get a better screen. I just got a little tiny screen, so I got the rig, I got the pedals and wheel. So now I just got to upgrade my screens.
Yep, and that would definitely help with the close quarter battle, and we see every single night in these street stocks. And yeah, it sounds like the Moza ecosystem, pretty nice stuff.
Yeah, especially for the price point. I think it's a really good buy, a really good bang for the buck. So I'm happy with it, and I'd tell anyone that's looking to get into a little bit better setup that Moses is pretty solid equipment.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Well, Anthony, once again, congrats on a podium finish here tonight, walking away with P number three. Before we let you go, and celebrate it. We're going to go hand over the mic to you one final time here and have you thank who you got to thank, whether teammates, sponsors, or anyone else you would like to give a shout out to on the broadcast here tonight.
Yeah, first and foremost, obviously the American Sim Racing Club, Tanner for running the league, and Zach Coyer, and on you for doing the broadcast. It's pretty awesome to be able to go back and watch it and replay it. And then, as far as racing wise, like I always say, and my old lady upstairs who takes care of the two young guys and gets them into bed and gives them showers and stuff while I'm down here playing a video game. So I appreciate her, and yeah, that's it.
Alrighty, Anthony. Well, picking up where you left off last season, up on the podium steps once again. So you, my man, have a great rest of the night, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you again here in the near future.
Yeah.
Alrighty, folks. That was our third place finisher. Now we'll head up to our runner-up finisher, that being the 98 car of Ian Martin. Ian, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
I got you.
Alrighty, my man. First and foremost, how we feeling after a long 100 laps here in Martinsville in the street stocks?
Well, after last night's super late model race and absolutely destroying about 47 cars, I'm feeling pretty good coming from 18th to second with a 0X, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I tell you what, a total different night you had tonight, right, my man?
Yeah, last night I struggled a lot with handling and just getting loose and barely tap someone in a super late model and they go around. And most of my experience on the sim comes from the street stock, and so I had a lot of fun. I had a terrible qualifying effort, which just made the actual race all the more interesting. Had absolutely nothing for Zach at the end because I was driving around the outside on most of the cars I passed, burning my stuff up very fast.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, Ian. You know, biggest mover of the race, up 16 positions, which is incredible of itself. But then, like we saw in the broadcast, you were doing most of those passes for most of the cars on the outside. I mean, how'd you figure that out, and how'd you make the outside work here in Martinsville in a street stock?
Well, everybody was so worried about getting to the bottom that it was bottling everything up. So I just shipped it in, drove it in deep every corner on the outside, and was able to just rotate the corner with the fresh tires. You saw towards the end there, even with me and whoever it was that finished third, we were running side by side quite a bit there towards the end. The outside definitely had some grip, but the bottom was the place to be long term, just because you could eventually give them a little nudge and get them out of their groove. And so if you didn't know how to pinch people just right, you couldn't work the outside. So as long as I didn't have anybody in front of me bottling me up, I could rotate it pretty well, and that's where I gained out at least half of my positions within the first probably 30 or 40 laps there.
Yeah, it was really fun to watch this 98 car slice and dice through the field. And Ian, we know you're a good short track racer, especially in these street stacks. You plan to make a championship bid? Because if you are, man, you'll probably be one of the favorites.
Well, I'm going to do my best. I'm a full-time youth pastor, and we have events every single Wednesday night, and so I've rushed home just to be able to make the season opener. But I'm going to try my absolute best to make every race and see if we can contend. You guys do a great job moderating and making sure that the show stays as realistic as it can be. So I definitely want to try to support and race as much as I can.
Yeah, and we love to see you out there because it seems like anytime you load into a session, man, you could be challenging for the win at any track. And speaking about any track, next week Stafford, kind of a smaller version than this place. How do you feel about there?
I have never ever been good at Stafford, but I typically can hop in a street stock about anywhere and ride behind someone for a couple of laps and pick it up pretty quick. Any other car, absolutely not. But a street stock is, for what little talent I have, it's my bread and butter. And so I don't know if I would say I'm confident, but I'm sure we'll come out with a, I don't know, top 15 at least, as long as we don't get sit in the fence.
Yep, as long as still all four tires are on that race car. And yeah, speaking about how you're feeling, how'd you feel coming into Martinsville here tonight? Like you said, didn't have the qualifying effort, so I'm sure that shifted the game plan right from the drop of the green flag.
Well, I got into the practice session really late, On my way home, there was a car accident, and I didn't even think I was going to make the race. Thankfully, you guys had the struggles y'all did with the server. Otherwise, I wouldn't have even made it. I got in, and I was half a second off of the pole time, and I honestly felt like crap. I did not think that I was going to be competitive at all. Got into qualifying absolutely terrible. I was crossing my fingers after I blew turn one that maybe, just maybe, I would make the last position of the invert, but I did not. And so I don't know. I came into tonight thinking that I would just hop in here, and I didn't think I was going to walk away with a win or anything, but I thought I would at least be competitive. And my opinion of myself changed very quickly after I set my first practice lap. So I'm happy to come away with what I did.
Yeah, I tell you what, this field and some of these drivers can humble you real quick. I know that firsthand experience, but as you saw, man, some great racing through the field. And Ian, I like to always ask, these drivers, always different sim setups everyone has. It seems like no two people have the same. So, what do you got, my man? What do you got for wheel pedals? What are you looking at? All that good stuff these days.
I am using a 6-year-old Logitech G27 setup that I bought for my brother for $80 when I was 15 years old. And she hasn't broken on me yet. If my G25 hadn't have broke on me, I'd still be using it. And I'm sitting in a regular old office chair at a desk. So that's about all I got going for me. I don't get into the all high-tech stuff, but I'd like to someday, but just not in the position for that right now. And reliable works out pretty well for me, I'd have to say.
Oh yeah, that it does, and yeah, that goes back to the old phrase. You don't have to have a $10,000 setup like you see some people have to go out there, have fun, and be fast as well, right? I mean, I loved my G27 till that thing failed on me, but yeah, it's just awesome to see.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
All right, Ian. Well, before we let you go and celebrate this runner-up finish here in race number one, we're going to go hand over the mic to you and have you thank who you got to thank, whether sponsors on the car, teammates, or anyone else you'd like to give a shout out to on the broadcast.
Well, I don't have any teammates, but once again, I'd like to thank you guys for hosting the league. I've had a league going since 2020, and I know that it's very difficult to put together something as good as what you guys have. So I really appreciate it and the broadcast work. I want to give a shout out to my girlfriend Angela, who's watching. And I got Christian iRacers on the car. We have a Facebook page. Basically, just send out our logo to anybody who wants it, who shares the Christian beliefs, to run it on their car, just to put the name out there. We live in a very dark world, and the only answer for it is Jesus Christ. And so our call is to repent and believe the gospel. And so that's what I've got for you. Other than that, I don't have really any sponsors on the car.
Yep, awesome stuff, Ian. Well, congrats on the second place finish, you, my man. Go enjoy it, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you again here in the near future. So, you, my man, have yourself a great rest of the night, and we look forward to seeing you back out on track.
Thanks, Brett.
Alrighty, folks, that was our runner-up finisher, the 98 of Ian Martin. Now we'll head down to Victory Lane and talk to the man of the hour. It is the 44 of Zach Nichols. Zach, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yep, I do.
Alrighty, my man. You're off racing real-life cars. You come back for this season, I assume for the full season, and pick up right where you left off, man. How we feeling after race number one, 100 laps here at Martinsville?
First off, it's good to talk to you again. It's been a hot minute with me taking the last season off, but yeah, it feels good to start off strong in this side of the league. And yeah, I was actually surprised we were able to kind of come through the field there, because after like the first string of 10 laps, I did not think it was going to be possible with how kind of tough it was to pass. But yeah, someone said that Ian was making the top work, so I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna try the top on the leader, and I was very astonished that it was quick up there.
Yeah, and I mean, you get the hint that Ian's making the top side work driving through the field. How difficult was it to make that top side work? Because you have to be on your marks. You put it right front, right rear into that asphalt outside the concrete. That car's going around. You get up in the marbles, have to chase it up, lose 3 or 4 spots. I mean, man, it has to be so difficult. And not only that, do it while racing for the lead, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I listened to Ian's interview, and he pretty much hit the nail on the head with having to pinch them and whatnot. But yeah, if you didn't pinch them correctly and just enough, the top wasn't really there. But like if you pinched them perfectly, it just would, that line like would come alive on the back stretch and front stretch. But yeah, I was pretty astonished that it worked, and I'm just glad we were able to get to the lead when we did, because once I got up there, all the fast guys were right there behind me. So.
Oh yeah, and not only that, then a flurry of cautions too. So you had to be on your game on those restarts, and luckily, like always, my man, it seems like you're able to nail those 3-4 shifts, right?
I mean, I'm not the best in this car. I've struggled in the past with shifting this boat, but yeah, we went to auto blip or auto clutch or something, just for it to go into gear. So yeah, I was banging the chip a couple times on the shifts, but other than that, it went pretty smooth.
Yeah, and it seems like Zach once again going to run double duty, go for the overall championship. Of course, last night, we'll see in the broadcast tomorrow, but didn't have the result you probably deserved. How does it feel to come out here, get redemption, and pick up the win?
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely felt like we deserved to finish better yesterday, but they'll see that tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, to go out here and win tonight definitely feels good compared to yesterday.
Yeah, that it does, Zach. And I tell you what, can't think of a better way to start the season. You know, picking up the win, race number 1, great way to start the season. As we know, all races count towards the points, so every race matters. But we got to look at the flip side. With the win, you start at the back next week at Stafford. And if it's anything like tonight, there's going to be a lot of cars. How do we feel going into Stafford next week?
I mean, I prefer the really short, flat tracks, so I'm looking forward to it. I've always liked Stafford. I don't feel like I'm the best there, but I definitely like that track, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see how this 44 can slice and dice his way through Stafford. These cars, you can lean on each other, and Stafford going to be a track where these cars are leaning on each other. So, Zach, we got to always ask the question, you know, what's new with you? I guess first and foremost, how'd your real life season go? How many more races left? What's the schedule with that?
I mean, it went good as I hoped. I mean, not really, but we're sitting P2 in the points. I think 10 back, which is going to be hard to catch them. But we got one more race this weekend at Plymouth, so hopefully we can do good there and get a good result in the championship and the real life stuff.
Yeah, best of luck to you for championship night this weekend at Plymouth. And Zach, I always gotta like to ask, new season, any new sim setup stuff? What do you got for wheel pedals? What are you looking at? All that good stuff here in iRacing.
We haven't changed much. It's still just the Fanatec T300. No, not the Fanatec T300. What am I talking about? The Thrustmaster T300 wheel, the Fanatec V3 pedals. I got a play seat and a giant ultra wide monitor. That's pretty much it.
Always good stuff there, and always some quick stuff, especially with you behind the wheel, that setup. So, Zach, before we let you go and celebrate the first checkered flag of the season for the street stocks, we're going to go hand over the mic to you one more time and have you thank who you got to thank on this great looking scheme. Any other partners or any other teammates, as well as anyone else you want to give a shout out to on the broadcast here tonight?
No, I mean, the scheme, I'm just running a Bubba Pollard car. I'm gonna probably throw it to my own car next weekend in both the series. But yeah, I'd like to thank PSS&C, Carney's Complete Auto Service, Hoax Graphics. I think I'm forgetting some. R&M Towing. I'm thinking I'm forgetting some. If I am, I'm sorry. My dad's watching. My Uncle Kenny's watching. The boys over in the other Discord are watching, so I'd like to shout them all out.
Awesome stuff, Zach. And yeah, you should be a pro at these interviews. I mean, by week 2, you'll be all set, right?
Yeah, I hope. I mean, I'm hoping I'm talking to you in week 2.
I hope so as well, man. So you, my man, have yourself a great rest of the night. And once again, Zach, congrats on another win. You're getting closer to my mark, man. It's awesome to see.
Yeah, thank you. You have a good night, too.
Alrighty, folks. That was our race winner, the 44 machine of Zach Nichols. Now we'll jump on out and go through the finishing results here for race number 1 here tonight. As let's see if we can get that pulled on up. As Zach Nichols will win the first fall ASRC street stock race, Ian Martin will finish second. Anthony Danta will round out the top 3. Finishing in 4th is the 38 car Dave Payne, and then rounding out the top 5, the 51 of Ron Hart. Andrew Payne in the 93 will finish 6th. 7th going to defending champion Stephen Roachford in the 66. 8th place Zach Coyer, able to walk away with a good finish here tonight in the 13th. Hayden Swink in the 35 will finish 9th. Rounding out the top 10 in his series debut, Thomas Frisch in the 051. Ty Delphia in the 013 will finish 11th. 12th going to the 7 car of Pete Dillon. 13th is the 48 of Tim Rogers. 14th is the 88 of Chuck Darling. Finishing in 15th is Caleb Ramsey in the 41. 16th going to Chase Swank in the 40. 17th is Dustin Heights in the 98. TJ Hassan in the 14 will finish in P number 18. 19th going to Jeff Dillon in the 52. DJ Oxford in the 22 will round out the top 20. 21st going to Jeremy Watkins. 22nd is Jeremy Rigney. 23rd is Eric Hahn. 24th Dylan Holcomb. 25th is Josh Cole. 26th going to Devin McDonald. 27th is Stephen Hoffman. And then rounding out the field here tonight is the 2 car of John DeMeester. So that will do it here tonight. Thanks again to all the live viewers. Had some great numbers here tonight, so appreciate every single one of you. Thanks again to all the replay viewers coming in here live. We got to give a shout out to our partner, that is Premier Setup Shops. You can find the link in the description, even if you don't want to buy anything. A click would go a long way, but they do have some great setups on both oval, dirt, especially dirt, and road course racing. So a click will go a long way. Got to thank our partners, Postma Flooring, Boardwalk Subs, LaPlante Racing Products, as well as all the drivers out here to put on the show. 29 cars. That is awesome to see, and I hope we see all of them return for next week and put on another great show. So we'll catch you guys next Wednesday for race number 2. If you want some more ASRC action, the Tuesday night super late models are being tape delayed broadcasted on Thursday night, so you guys can tune into some quote-unquote live racing action tomorrow night on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and there should be some good stuff in there, as there'll be some surprises through the season, a lot of good stuff there. So I've been Brett the Jet in the booth with Turn 3 Racing Network. Everyone take care, stay safe, have a great rest of your week, and we'll catch you later in Turn 3. I am Brett the Jet, and I just flew by you. Have a good one.